I appreciate you building this radio transmitter for me, baby, but I'm not getting ready to transmit my draws to you. Paradise on Hulu has been taking me through there. Sterling K. Brown is really in his This Is Us bag with this season. Like, I have cried like a baby. This past episode that just dropped yesterday, I didn't cry. But I have a lot of thoughts about that. If you haven't seen it yet, then you probably want to scroll on by, honey, because I'm getting ready to spoil it for your friend, okay? When Xavier finally finds his wife, Teri, the first thing out of her mouth is going to be,
whose goddamn white baby is that?
How is he going to explain the white baby? Well, we all know the baby is Annie's, right? And he's been tasked with, and Annie passed. You know, old Annie girl, she had preeclamps, honey. Ooh, I cried like a baby. Ooh, I cried so much. She tasked him, was like, you have to get him to my baby daddy, which is, you know, the boy she was shacked up with over at Elvis' house. And then he went on his way to Colorado. So now Xavier taking the little white baby over to Colorado, but he got to make a pit stop in Atlanta to go get his wife. So while he's on his way, he runs into Gary. Now, Gary, off the top, Gary seems like, you know, kind of like a lovable, kind of really nice, thoughtful, considerate guy, right? Which if you watched it, you've seen it, you know that he had the underground bunker or whatnot, and there was a small group of people, and Miss Teri was one of them. And Miss Teri originally wasn't planned to be there, but they just so happened to run into her as they were preparing to go to this underground bunker, which is also a postal office, apparently. So him and his best friend, Ennis, who he met playing video games, ended up becoming best friends and planning this whole apocalyptic plan. So basically, when Sterling found Gary, he told Gary that, you know, they took Miss Teri. Who was they? And the whole time I'm like, who is they? But come to find out, he was in love with Miss Teri, and he wasn't telling Xavier that. And Xavier was like, look, mother, you ain't telling me everything. So he eventually tells him that he was in love with Miss Teri, but nothing romantic happened between them, because Miss Teri was like, listen, I appreciate you building this radio transmitter for me, baby, but I'm not getting ready to transmit my draws to you. My husband is in Colorado, and I'm going to see him again. Xavier didn't do the same thing, but whatever. That is a video for another day. Yeah, so Gary makes it seem like his best friend, Ennis, was the villain, and that he sold out their location to this other group, which we found out at the end wasn't even true. It was Gary the whole time. Gary was so in love with Miss Teri that he didn't want her to find out that there was a train that was leaving from Georgia, on the midnight train from Georgia to Colorado, where Miss Teri was trying to go. So he kills Ennis because Ennis mentions like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell Teri. Teri's gonna flip out when she finds out this train is already going to Colorado. Gary didn't want Miss Teri to go, so he killed Ennis. And then when he met Xavier, tried to make it seem like Ennis was the villain. Ennis, a man of color. How dare you, Gary?